Well, hi everybody. I'm going to promise to keep this as short as possible because when I say I'm going to do that and it ends up at 15 minutes, it takes forever to load up. So I'm going to try and keep this as quick as possible. Earlier today, I had a comment on one of my videos. I think it was one a couple of days back. The comment was from somebody who will remain nameless, not least because I noticed that the comments were deleted. So basically the commenter said that they were disappointed at me giving a Bible lecture and telling people to refer to their Bible. To which I replied, well, have you read it? As in the Bible. Because they pointed out that they were an atheist. And often it's the case that people haven't actually read the Bible. In fact, to be honest, it's such a big piece of work that very few people have actually read it all the way through. It is a long read is the Bible, but certainly I would recommend people read it. As I pointed out in one of my other comments to that person later on, I would suggest reading the Bible because of the way it deals with, how people should interact with one another. But I would recommend it in the same way that I would suggest, for example, if you've seen the Harry Potter movies, read the book. It's a far better way of getting to know the story. And certainly when it comes to Making a Murderer, I would strongly suggest that having watched the series, try and get some of the books that go into the depths of the case. Books by, for example, Sean Atwood and Jerry Buting and Chad Keller, and obviously the latest one that some of us have read already, or bits of, and some of us are just looking forward to, the one by John Ferak. But anyway, as I say, this person pointed out that people don't expect to be quoted from the Bible on a Making a Murderer channel, and might be turned off. Well, that would be interesting if you want to let me know if a quote from the Bible talking about charity and the way we deal with people, if you're turned off by that, then please do let me know. Although having said that, I must point out, and this isn't a criticism of any of the other YouTube channels, you will notice at the end of their videos they always put please hit subscribe, or please hit the like button, or that kind of stuff. I've never said that. I'm not in it to try and create some YouTube channel that's large following. That's not what I'm here for. As most of you that have followed me now for probably a year, and many thanks to all of you that have followed me and commented and obviously watched the videos. Thank you all very much. It's great that you've done that. And hopefully we both benefit. I learn things from people that comment, and hopefully I'm able to disseminate some of the news that I've come across. So anyway, as I say, she put that it's your channel. I pointed out that which bit of St. Paul's letter has he got wrong, if there's something wrong about what St. Paul wrote, because to me I don't think there was anything wrong in his letter to the Corinthians. But anyway, they pointed out that it's your channel. Do what you like. Thought you might like some feedback. Well, let's find out. Let's find out what people think. I will briefly give you a little bit of my background, though. I went to school at a school specially run by Carmelite priests, which is quite rare. So therefore, I nearly became one. The strange thing was that it was only the best students, both in terms of their sort of morals and academically speaking. They sort of took the cream off the top. For some strange reason, they never invited me to become a priest. I've asked Eric Cozy why that is. He is struggling to come up with an answer. But at the time that I was at school, I did join a Christian fellowship group called Koinonia, one that brought together the obviously down in Englandshire. You have the Church of England mainly, and you have the Catholics mainly, in certainly where I lived. And this brought the kids that went to the sort of separate schools, brought them together, and that was great, being a member of Koinonia, a Christian fellowship group. Then when I moved to Scotland, aged 18, a long time ago, I didn't regularly attend any church or was a member of any fellowship. I would have liked to, I suppose, but for me, God became, as I suppose it does for quite a few people, God becomes this personification of good. But then I did, within the last 10 years, join a well-known fraternity, a fraternity that respects every holy book of every religion, Bible, Quran, Torah, Sutras, you name it. Funnily enough, I believe that even Jedi is a religion, because enough people put that down in various censuses. And I would strongly suspect that Eric Cozy would consider himself a Jedi. He certainly seems to have the qualities of a Jedi, and I can't imagine him being a choir boy, and he's never mentioned to me about getting up early Sunday morning to go to various church services. So I might be completely wrong on that one. And the interesting thing for me about atheists is that a lot of them believe that the reason we're all here is that it is simply the nature, as we know it, is simply the application of the laws of physics. I know that Stephen Hawking has done a few programs about the nature of the universe and how did we all get here. And I would suggest that to those people that their God is science itself. That because they're saying that they don't believe that there's a person, an entity, God. That science itself, the laws of nature, put us here. Anyway, it's getting very, very deep and philosophical. So I've put it down here as well that for me, for some people in Wisconsin, definitely God is power and money, and they will do anything to worship their particular God. And I'm sure we can all agree on that one. Anyway, on a lighter note, here's something I heard while I was up in Shetland about going up to heaven. Hamish, 88 years old, he passes away. He goes up to heaven and is met at the pearly gates by St. Peter, who says to him, welcome, Hamish. You're nearly into heaven. Just one quick thing. Just before you enter, you have to pass a spelling test. Hamish goes, "Oh no, I'm useless at spelling." St. Peter says, "Don't worry, you'll be fine. I only want you to spell the word love." Hamish says what? As in Love. St. Peter says, "There you go, you see, in you come." Anyway, a few days later, St. Peter comes across to Hamish and says, "Hamish, I need you to do me a favour. I'm just nipping out for an hour. Could you watch the pearly gates for me, just while I'm away, just for about an hour?" Hamish says, "Well, yeah, okay, I'll do that." St. Peter says, "Mind, if anybody comes along, don't forget the spelling test, Well, Hamish was only there, 10 minutes, and this vision appears, and this person is coming closer and closer until eventually, in front of him, is his wife, Morag. He says to her, "What are you doing here?" Morag says, "Oh, Hamish, I couldn't live without you. We were married for over 60 years. We did everything together. We had the kids, we went on holidays, we had the good times and the bad times. We worked together, we played together, holidayed together. Once you were gone, there was nothing for me to reason to stay behind." So Hamish says, "Oh, well, fine, okay. Well, you're nearly into heaven. Just one thing, you have to pass a spelling test." Morag goes, "Oh, Hamish, I'm useless at spelling." Hamish says, Don't worry, Morag. It's very easy. Spell Czechoslovakia. Bye for now."